Hello everybody. Hello everybody. How are you doing today? Again, in a very beautiful stream. Let's wait few more minutes until everybody will be getting back to the stream. I mean, market is pumping slightly. Let's wait a bit. I can already see Dutch Bear. Welcome to the stream. To the Moon. Welcome to the stream. Champuru, welcome. Pepe got good speed. Welcome. Yamanuri. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Let's wait a little bit more. Guys, I have some good alpha prepared. You lost everything. Well, man, don't do that. But forgot to cancel. Man, you can easily recover and do not do anything stupid. Yeah, New York open in 2 minutes, indeed. Welcome to the stream, GTA 5 services and Serpent. Welcome to the stream. Let me know how you're doing. Let's wait a few seconds until more people join the stream, and then a few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then let's start with a big alpha. Just 60 seconds. Welcome, GK. Welcome. How are you doing, guys? Let me know. How are you? Well, I'm doing pretty good. I'm like the market is bouncing back. It is looking pretty good. Just played some pedal and yeah, pretty blessed day today. Pretty blessed. Cannot complain. Cannot complain if I'm being honest. Today I also recorded a pretty good video with some alpha. I just think the signs are very clear in the market, and I just have a very good, clear overview and picture about my game plan and what I'll be doing next and what I expect from the market. So, yeah, that's always good, because whenever you've got too many things to like, which are stuck in your head, or by the way, the New York market just opened. But whenever you've got too many different scenarios and you're not sure about the market, you don't really have a direction, you don't have a clear overview in your head. Like it can start to get very messy in your head. But whenever you have got like a clear picture and clear overview, well then it's very easy, very simple, and you're calming your head. I'm sure many of you guys can relate. But yeah, I have that right now. I do have pretty clear thoughts about the market, and that's really what I like. So yeah, let's wait a few more seconds. Crypto Boy also welcome back to the stream. Andre, welcome to the stream. Jack, welcome. Labaron, welcome to the stream. Crypto Boy. Good to see you back, bro. We need your urgent update on your Pepe trade. Yeah, Pepe has been lagging behind slightly. We'll touch on that in a second. How big do you think? Yeah, I'm gonna go about that in a second as well. Huge red candles. Yesterday, you mean? Yeah, let's touch on that. Also about the open of the stock market. And that's going to be quite interesting. Check CRO, we'll do that later. First, let's do a market overview about what I think is gonna happen next with the market. Okay, so let's start. We're in with 80 people. 80 people, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing all right. I'm having a blessed day. Obviously, I'm hoping you're also pretty blessed today. And obviously, I hope all of you guys are also doing good. That's the most important thing. Before starting out, most important thing is that you guys are also doing good. Anyways, how are you doing? Let me know in the live chat, and also make sure to already like the stream. We are in with 81 people, and it would be very cool if we can smash up that like button already in the beginning of the stream already to 50 likes. So let's try and reach that. And with that being said, let's start with some juicy alpha. Great to see you all guys here again in the live stream. Anyways, this morning I've uploaded a pretty okay video, like talking about exactly what I expect is going to be happening next. It's going to be about this cycle is different, because many people in this end part of the cycle are starting to talk about the fact that this cycle maybe potentially is in fact going to be different. And I'm just like, okay, cool. You know, you can think, okay, this time is going to be different. This is going to be completely fine for me. It's okay for me. If you think that this time is going to be different, okay, cool. But the interesting thing is that I've seen this morning is actually that the Bitcoin funding rates or the crypto funding rates are trading extremely low. And right now still you can see over on Solana, they're trading pretty damn low. So that is one thing I really like to see. On top of that, combined with the fact that the sentiment is very bad and everybody is thinking that this time is going to be different. Well, I just think it's like 1 + 1 = 2, right? If you combine these two facts together, it is already actually telling me that yes, all of these non-altcoin alt-season believers are gonna be proven wrong. All of these people that are shorting the market right now, shorting altcoins right now, while the trend has just been getting shifted, well, they're going to be getting wrecked. And I mean, this morning, I've seen this tweet. I'll quickly show you. I'll go to the replies tab. This morning, I've seen this tweet from another guy here from Follis, and I think he's doing some very interesting chart analysis most of the time. I really like some of his fractals that he is sharing, but right now I'm not sure how I think about this fractal over here, and I've tried to counter it and say, okay, no, this is wrong, what if blah blah, this time is not going to be different. But then later I realized it's completely okay. People can have different opinions about the market. This could play out, and we need to definitely keep it in mind into our analysis. Like if certain requirements are going to be met, if for example we are going to be seeing strength returning on the Bitcoin dominance here, well then indeed we might need to stay cautious about a possible double bottom scenario, and we need to stay cautious about a scenario like this where we're still going to be going to the 70% region for the Bitcoin dominance. However, I don't think that's going to be the main base case, and I do not think that that is going to be the most likely scenario. But so I've tried to counter it this morning. I've tried to tell him, okay, I don't think that this time is going to be different. You know, I've tried to be polite with this and say, okay, yeah, I see this in the market here. But the thing is, what I've come to realize is that it's completely fine. If people have opposing opinions about the market, that is just how the market works. And I've tried to explain it many times to you guys already in the past. You just need people that will buy our bags up later. For example, we have got our first initial switches and first initial signals in the market already up here, and we have already been buying a lot of our altcoins over here. But of course, we need these people to also buy altcoins whenever we're down here. We need people to buy altcoins at the lows. We need people to buy altcoins during this entire fall over here, and people will just get their entry they deserve. For example, we've been catching on to this trend shift very early, so we've been getting up very good entries on our altcoins compared with some other people. I mean, if people are just going to be lagging behind and are going to be waiting for the perfect confirmation in the market, well, guess what? They're going to be buying over here. And I do not really care, because just like I said, we need people to buy altcoins over here for the Bitcoin dominance in order for us to push even lower. We need people to get into the boat over here at a confirmation below that previous low over here. We need people like that to buy at these lows to push us even lower. But guess what? We're just going to be profiting on that. We're just going to be making even more money on that if they're going to be getting their confirmation, their set of requirements lower. We are already going to be getting our confirmations in, but we also need people to buy over here. This is just how the market works. We need people to get in at their confirmation at these lows over here, and we also need to retail people to get in at these lows so we can sell our altcoin bags to the late retail people that are going to be entering at these lows over here, so we can sell our bags and other retail is gonna buy our bags. That is how the market works. And for me, yeah, the first I tried to counter it, telling this guy, okay, yeah, I think you're wrong, but then again, if I'm just realistically thinking about the market, this is just how the market works. It's completely normal. It's completely fine for me. And even if, because there are a lot more bearish people that literally are telling you, short altcoins, short this, short that, because we're going down again. This is a failed altcoin season again. People are telling this on crypto Twitter, and it's completely fine for me. I've just come and realized this because we need people shorting the market. We can see this in, for example, Solana. Majority of the people are trading short on Solana. We need those people because of all of these shorts which are being opened on the altcoins, we can push up even higher. Of course, if you've been following me for longer, you already know that the market always goes to the place where the majority of the liquidity is sitting at. Not always, but whenever you're trading in an uptrend and the majority is trading short, well then usually the market just goes to the place where the majority of the liquidity is sitting at, and it's sitting at the top side because majority is trading short. If you've been following me for a longer time, you of course already know this and yeah, know my thinking and thought process about this. So yeah, if people are going to be shorting now, I'm not going to be trying to counter them. It's completely fine. In the end of the day, what just happens in the market is they're trading short. Eventually, the prices will just continue to go up even higher. They will get liquidated. And what basically happens at the liquidation is that, yeah, they're literally their position will be distributed across the market that are for the people that are trading long. So if we are trading long, we are on the opposite direction, on the opposite contract, and then we are winning. So if these people are going to be trading short, they will be getting liquidated. They need to buy back all of their contracts, and which in result is going to be causing a short squeeze, because in return of buying back all their contracts, they pretty much need to buy, right? Which is going to be pushing up the price even higher at a higher level. That is what happens with futures trading, with liquidations, and that is why it's so super freaking good. These short squeezes, we need them. We need people to open up shorts at this current moment because they will only be pushing up the price even higher. So I like the sentiment which I'm seeing right now over on Twitter. I'll not try to counter it anymore. We also need people to lose in the market. If you're following me, then fine. I think you're going to be printing money, but in the end of the day, well, it's not like if these other people are going to be having similar views in the market as us, well then we're going to be making less money because there's going to be much less money to be short squeezed, and that's what happens, right, in the market. Anyways, with that being said, yeah, I'll not let all of these people destroy the mood anymore. I'll just accept it. And in the end of the day, we're just going to be running with our thesis. I think our thesis hasn't been getting invalidated at all over here. The Bitcoin dominance is still kind of looking weak. If we compare this scenario over here to this scenario over here, well, over here we created a double bottom pattern, a pretty steep one, pretty heavy one. We just created this initial neckline. We fell down. This happened in a span of just 1 or 2 days, and then after that we got back up in a very steep uptrend. Right now something different is happening in my personal opinion, because well, first of all, it is already taking much longer. The time frame is already taking much longer. This rejection is looking much different. It is not as steep as a rejection. It is not like up, down, and then up again. No, it is very, very slow. Just down, okay, then up, getting a rejection, slowly to the downside, getting some kind of push to the upside, but really being slowed down again. And right now looking like it is having some trouble to break higher again for the Bitcoin dominance. So that is exactly what we want to see. That is looking very good. And if we're going to have a look into the daily, well guys, I would not say that this is particularly looking like it is showing a lot of strength. Maybe this daily candle we got yesterday, maybe this one is looking like showing some strength, you know, but even on the weekly, well, I would not even say that on the weekly we're showing any kind of strength. If we're going to be having a look into the weekly, well, this was a very bullish engulfing candle we got right after closing 3 bearish candles, right? But right here, after closing some bearish candles, we actually got a very bearish candle again. Yes, it closed in the green, but look at the wick on the top side. This is looking incredibly bearish for a weekly candle close, and it is perfectly normal for a weekly candle to just open up and see a bit of a wick to the upside being created, until then eventually still going to the downside. Or even if we're going to be closing this candle like over here, it is indicating indecision, the trend is to the downside, so that would mean more likely next week then, yeah, we're going to be seeing a continuation of the trend. I definitely do think that this time around is going to be looking very different than the previous than the past time we have got. So yeah, let the people talk. Let the people talk about a failed altcoin season. I mean, I just think whenever I'm going to be connecting the dots, whenever I'm going to be having a look into the sentiment, whenever I'm going to be having a look into the data, whenever I'm going to be looking at where all of the money is coming from, by the way, mind you, over here during the last failed altcoin season, all of the money was coming from leverage trades. Right now, all of the money is coming from spot positions and going into Ethereum by institutions. It is a completely different game which is being played right now than we got over here. So that is why I'm not so worried. And on top of that, the sentiment is very bad. The data is looking very good. Majority is still trying to short the market. And on top of that, we are reaching the end stage of the cycle. So yeah, the altcoin dominance is about to increase during this end stage. In my personal opinion, I think Bitcoin is about to top out in the coming 1 to 3 to maybe even maximum 6 months. Anyways, it is coming closer, much closer than most people anticipate and realize. So if I'm just going to be combining all of these facts, well, in the end part of the cycle, we always close with euphoria. We always end a bull market with euphoria. That is just how the market is designed to work. What do you think is going to happen with whales whenever they want to exit their bags, whenever they want to sell their bags? Do you think they're just going to crash the market? No, you could have been seeing it during the last cycle as well. Look at what happened during the last cycle. We created a huge range over here where we've got a lot of media attention, a lot of media hype. Do you think it's a coincidence? No, it's not a coincidence. All of this media hype, all of this media attention was all orchestrated by whales. Guys, these bigger players are playing a whole different game. Whenever they want to sell their bags, they just pay for the news outlets. They just pay for the media attention. Then the retail will come up. Then the retail will come over again. The retail are going to be buying the bags over from all of the whales. Eventually the retail, and so here there's just a big money rotation. Whales are selling off their bags. Retail are buying over the bags. Eventually retail is losing interest, and then the market crashes because retail is also selling the bags, and pretty much, yeah, the market dumps, right? That is what happens. And I think it's about to happen again. Media attention is about to come back. Altcoin season is about to start, because guess what? Whenever media attention comes into crypto again, guess what? What do you think retail is going to buy? Do you think retail is going to buy Bitcoin at these highs over here? Of course, they're going to buy some Bitcoin, but also they're going to be scaling up heavily into altcoins. That is just how the market is designed to be. It is just repeating again. Many people are saying, oh, this time is going to be different, but I think it's going to be absolutely foolish to be stating that this time indeed is going to be different again. It's always this case, always this time is going to be different, but in the end of the day, almost never this time is different. The only time where some people have said this time is going to be different, and in the end it actually played out, was going to be when Bitcoin has reached a new all-time high before the Bitcoin halving. That has happened during this cycle. And also with that fact, some people were saying this time is going to be different, but majority of the people were saying this time is not going to be different. So whenever a majority is saying this time is not going to be different, maybe this time is going to be different. And whenever, like now, people are saying this time is going to be different with an altcoin, with a super cycle, with altcoins not going to be seeing their alt season during this cycle, everybody is saying this. Just go across the sentiment, across YouTube, across X, everybody is saying that right now at this moment, we're going to be seeing a super cycle. We're going to be seeing no alt season until about next year when the rates are going to be getting cut. This is going to be the consensus thinking at this moment. But because everybody is saying this, I am going to be saying, I'm going to be sticking with the 4-year cycle. I'm going to be sticking with history. I'm going to be sticking with what data is telling me. And this is exactly what data is telling me. That is why I'm in my heavy positions. That is why I'm longing the market. That is why I'm not scared at all. That is why I have conviction, because everything is lining up for me. So even if on the 1 minute candles we're dumping a bit right now, even if on the 1 hour candles we have seen a significant dump over here from $5 difference for my take profit, even if all of this is happening, I will still remain to hold conviction on my trades. I will still remain to hold conviction on my thought process. I will still remain to hold conviction on what I think is gonna happen next with the market. And that is exactly the conviction, is the reason why I'm not worried in the slightest, why I'm not scared, why I want to be accumulating during a dip, because I think most people will be getting wrecked. Most people are panicking during a slight little dip, but I'm not in that camp. I want to be accumulating while everybody is panicking and everybody is selling and everybody is thinking that this time is going to be different. But in fact, guys, I do not think that this time is going to be different. I think that this time is going to be much more the same than people realize. On top of that, I just need to be talking some facts about Ethereum, because what is right now literally happening right in front of your eyes? Well, first of all, we have talked about the fact of an altcoin season, which is going to be inevitable. Quite inevitable in my opinion. On top of that, we need to talk about the fact what is happening with Ethereum behind the scenes. I've been rookie error, TP at a significant route number. Yeah, maybe it's a rookie error, but I've been in this game for long enough and I do not really care. At a significant route number, yeah, maybe we don't really always reach it, but you know what? A market just does what it wants. I was thinking that we're gonna reach that 4K level if we're gonna see this run. So my target was more like 4K level, between the 4K and the 4.1K level. I was front running that level just slightly. Of course, usually you wouldn't want to set your TPs at a significant round number, but 39.50, I didn't think it was such a significant round number because I was targeting that 4K to the 4.1K level. I'm still going to be targeting that. I still do think the market is going to be coming back to that level, so that is why I'm not worried. That is why I will still remain to keep my trade at this take profit. Anyways, right now I'm just going to be spitting some alpha, and after that I'm going to be having a look into the live chat. So just so you know, all of your guys' questions are going to be getting answered later. So to come back to the point I was making, first of all, altcoin season is going to be inevitable. We have been having a look into it extensively. If you're new to the stream right now, just go back to around the beginning of the stream and you can go back into all of the alpha. Exactly why I think it's so obvious what is happening. Anyways, now let's talk about the second major point. Let's talk about Ethereum, because I think Ethereum is really the asset that will shine the brightest during this stage of the market cycle at this moment. And after that, money can start to rotate into other altcoins. After that, I'm very certain it will happen. But this part, well, first of all, we've got the very historic money rotation. Phase 1, Bitcoin. Phase 2, Ethereum. And then altcoins. I mean, it has happened every single cycle. I do not think that this time is going to be different. Many people have been talking about the fact that this time is going to be different. This time it is a meme coin super cycle. No, we have maybe seen some hype with meme coins. We have maybe seen some retail and a lot of key players coming into meme coins. Definitely it is in hype, but it is much more in hype like NFTs from last cycle than that the old money rotation has been getting invalidated. I've been sticking to this from the beginning. I've been saying this from the beginning. I like meme coins, but it is not changing up the money rotation. That is my thoughts about the money rotation. But going forward with this, phase 1, we have Bitcoin. Phase 2, we have Ethereum. And we can clearly see this right now from the ETF flows. Guess who is buying a lot of Ethereum, even when the markets were down yesterday. Ethereum was down yesterday. We have still seen 132 million US dollars of Ethereum inflows. Look at this row over here. This first row, it's all BlackRock. And look at how much they're accumulating. They're the only real big fund which is accumulating lots of Ethereum. And for the guys that are new, to the stream, maybe you have heard it already, maybe you have not. But this is incredibly important to understand. Guys, you know how these big asset managers operate. You know how it works behind the scenes. Well, these funds, of course, these are just going to be some rumors. This is how I view it, how I think it is really working behind the scenes. But nothing is disclosed publicly regarding this. I mean, these big funds would be stupid to disclose this publicly. They will never do this because they want to keep all of the money for themselves. But how I think it is working behind the scenes is that BlackRock is holding private meetings with all of their big investors, and they are telling their big investors what they should put majority of their money into, what are the best trades to be made. And they hold these private meetings, they go to their investors and they tell them, okay, I think Ethereum is right now a good strategy because X, Y, and Z. And they've been doing this with Bitcoin. That is why we've been seeing such massive ETF inflows from BlackRock into Bitcoin, and also, by the way, from these other funds. But right now, I think they're doing this with Ethereum. Guess what happened? After BlackRock was pushing the Bitcoin ETF massively. Well, mind you, if you've not been around for a long time, well, mind you, the BlackRock ETF got launched over here, and yeah, they started to push the ETF massively, and after that, well, this has happened pretty much. We have seen a huge gain, and right now the same thing is pretty much happening with the Ethereum ETF. Guess who is buying majority of the ETFs? Well, it is once again BlackRock. It's no coincidence. I think BlackRock is holding these closed private meetings, telling their clients exactly why Ethereum is about to explode, why an altcoin season is going to be inevitable, and how these major investors can profit from this. So it's no coincidence. BlackRock knows what is about to happen. They've been doing this for a long time. They've been making lots and lots of money, and this is why BlackRock is the biggest, because they're giving their investors one of the best alpha, one of the best information, you know, and they're making their investors a lot of money by their smart thinking, you know, and right now their investors are buying massively into Ethereum. I do not think it's a coincidence. Some people are saying, oh yeah, but these Ethereum ETF inflows doesn't mean that BlackRock is pushing it. Guys, think a little bit further than that. Of course, BlackRock isn't investing their own funds, but they're investing investors their funds. But I definitely do think they're holding very close private meetings. Anyways, going even further, it's definitely very obvious what is happening right now. There's a clear money rotation from Bitcoin into Ethereum, and the money will just rotate even further. Some people are talking about the fact, oh yeah, but if the money is going to be coming in from the Ethereum ETFs, there's no way they're gonna buy altcoins, blah blah. But guess what? You know how many Ethereum holders there are just on chain, like me, like some other retail guys. There's going to be so much money around, and all of this money from me, from other guys like me, from you guys. Guess what? If you're going to be making a 3x return on your Ethereum and you want to take on a little bit more risk because you're getting euphoric, guess what? All of our money, all of your money will also start to flow into other altcoins. That is just how the market works. That is the nature of the game. So yeah, eventually after Ethereum is done with moving, the money will start to flow into other assets, into other altcoins. That is just what happens. Just like, for example, with Bitcoin, even though majority of the inflows are coming through the ETFs, and people think, oh yeah, because of this, money rotation is not possible anymore. Well, guess what? There's a lot of freaking other money out there, like me, that will start to rotate their money. That's very funny. Yeah, so I can already see the comment. By the way, I knew it that people were gonna have this question, so I already answered it before I even read your question. Indeed, BlackRock are not investing into altcoins outside of ETH. Well, guess what? No, BlackRock isn't going to be investing into any other altcoins like ETH. But there are two things. First of all, if the Ethereum value is going to be rising, well, all of these other altcoin values are going to be rising already with Ethereum, because guess what? All of these other coins that are on the Ethereum chain, they're pooled on Uniswap with Ethereum. They are measuring their price with Ethereum. Ethereum is in the pool and their tokens are in the pool. So if Ethereum is going to rise in value, their tokens are also going to rise in value. That is how it works, first of all. So even if these Ethereum ETF inflows are going to be incoming, all of these other altcoins are going to be rising just the same with it. That is how pools work. That is how the market is working. So that is the first thing. Second thing is that no, BlackRock isn't going to be buying of these other altcoins, or their investors are going to be buying all of these altcoins. No, but people like me that have made a lot of money from Ethereum because we have bought a lot of Ethereum, well, me and other investors, other venture capitals are definitely going to be rotating their money from Ethereum into other altcoins. They're definitely going to be doing that. They're not stupid. And on top of that, some of the major investors, they might not be buying some altcoins through the ETFs. They can also get euphoric themselves, and they can think, oh, all right, yeah, we made these returns with the markets over here from Bitcoin, from Ethereum. Oh, we get to money rotation. Let's start to invest some money outside from these ETFs. They can do this. It's not like it's not possible, you know. So the money rotation is still definitely there. It is a false belief, in my personal opinion, that the money rotation this time is going to be different. It's always like this. Always people are saying, oh, this time is different. This time the money rotation isn't gonna work. This time that. This time blah blah. You know, it's always like this. But in the end of the day, history, more often than not, usually tends to repeat. And right now, once again, the fundamentals are just there. The narratives are there for history to repeat again. By the way, Ethereum seeing a small dump again, so congratulations, by the way, if you have shorted the market, because I was live again. It's a little bit of an insider joke for the people that are new. But yeah, anyways, enough of that. So yeah, I'm definitely very bullish on Ethereum over here. I'm very bullish on altcoins. I still do think the money rotation is going to be happening, and an altcoin season is going to be happening. Anyways, we are just slowly starting to attack this level of resistance. That is literally how I approach the market right now. We are literally trying to attack a level of resistance. Do you think this level of resistance will go down without a bit of a battle? I mean, it's so easy to understand the market if you're just going to be approaching it like this, that we're literally attacking some resistance. I mean, that is literally what is happening. Just view it as a little bit of a game. We are trying to attack this level of resistance, and as we are going to be approaching this resistance, we are just getting rejected and rejected and rejected. We're not going to be running through it in one smooth line. We're not going to be breaking above it very easily, in my personal opinion. It is just going to be taking some time. We are definitely going to be having some hardship trying to be breaking above it. I do think in the end of the day, we are going to be breaking above it, but not without a bit of a battle. It is going to be an attack. It is, yeah. So, yeah, I think this is a very good way of how to view the markets over here at this moment. We can definitely see some rejections. we're not going to be attacking it in one straight line. We're not going to be winning this battle in one straight line. It is going to be taking quite some time. We can definitely see a few weeks of consolidation below this level of resistance and then break above it. Anyways, my game plan has been to scale out from my Bybit trade if we're going to be approaching this level of resistance, and then for my WX trades, I would just be keeping them open until new all-time highs. If you've been following me for longer, you of course already know my strategy. Anyways, if you want to be kept up to date exactly about all of my trades, which I'm taking in real time, of course, as you know, make sure to check out this first link down below, because then you can be joining my Platinum group, and in this Platinum group, I'm sharing all of my alpha, everything I know about the market, everything I think about the market in absolute real time. You're going to be getting all of the best information before everyone else about my trades, everything. So make sure to join. It's free to join as well, so make sure to join. Anyways, yeah, talked about the altcoin season, talked about Ethereum. What else is there to talk about? I saw a quick comment, by the way, from the side of my eye that Bitcoin dominance is increasing slightly. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's because of Ethereum. It is dumping a bit right now in the shorter time frame. Guys, keep in mind, US markets have opened and I went live again. And mind you, I just saw a funny comment about it, but mind you that if I go live, for example, let's have a look into the 15-minute time frame. For example, we went live over here and a massive dump has happened. And after I stopped the live stream, we went back to the upside. I went live over here and a massive dump has happened and we went back after the live stream. Over here, I also went live. We saw a lot of volatility, and yeah, it was also a pivotal moment. We went from a downtrend into an uptrend into a downtrend again. So my live streams are definitely pivotal moments. Also, where was another time? Monday, we have Sunday here. Yeah, Monday. Yeah, I literally went live again over here. And after that, we still had a bit of continuation, and then we pivoted again. And right now, once again, I'm going live over here. So definitely expect some volatility. We can be seeing some volatility again, just because I went live. No perfect narrative, no perfect confluence or anything like that. Guys, I'm just going live. The market makers are watching me, and because the market makers are watching me, we are going to be dumping. I mean, it is a bit of an insider joke, you know. If you've been following me for longer, you know how this is working. So yeah, be grateful that if I'm going to be stopping the live stream, of course the alpha is going to be stopping, but ETH-BTC can be bouncing back again. So yeah, just stay tuned for when I'm going to be ending the live stream, because that is going to be marking a pivotal moment. So yeah, maybe it's also because of the because of the USA and the New York market opening. Maybe it's because of that. No, it's because it's because I went live. It's not because of the New York market. It is just purely because I went live. If I choose to go live in the middle of the night, we will still get an ETH-BTC dump. And then still, if I'm going to be ending the live, we're going to be seeing a pivot. So maybe I should just switch on the live, then stop, and then just fake the market makers out, and then start again. So maybe I should, yeah, just do a bit of a fake out, and do a bit of a shakeout, and then really start a real live stream. Maybe I should do it like that. I'm not sure. But it's definitely because the market makers are watching me. And the market I mean, it's just like the market makers are just getting a phone call right now. Oh, he went live again. Okay, dump it, you know? It is like that. That's just how the market is working. If you want to trade successfully, just go live. Just watch my live streams and just short when I start and long when I stop. And then you're going to be a profitable trader. Anyways, just kidding, guys, for the people that are believing me. I mean, don't do this. Or like run a bot, maybe run a script to check if it's actually true, if it actually holds any merit. Massive new indicator, yeah, for sure. I can see that somebody said ENA is going down. Yeah, indeed, ENA is going a bit down. But like I've said, the thing is, I'm not that bothered. I'm not that worried because I have conviction. That is a major thing when trading. I have conviction in my thesis. I have conviction in my analysis. I have conviction in everything that I've just analyzed. Even though the market is dumping, literally while I'm doing my analysis, we're going to the opposite direction of what I've just literally talked about. Even though all of these things are happening, well, I still just have conviction, and in the end of the day, it's all going to be alright. That is what I think about the market, so I'm just not that bothered about the short-term price action. I'm actually quite grateful if we're going to be seeing a bit of a dump, because then I know I can be accumulating some cheaper again. I can open up some new positions again. I can buy some more, and that is exactly what I want. If I already have conviction, if in the end of the day something like this is going to be playing out, well, do I want to accumulate at a higher price, or do I want to accumulate lower? Well, obviously I want to accumulate lower because I think we're going to be headed higher regardless anyway. So yeah, I would love to actually accumulate lower, and if we're going to be headed lower over here, I would actually be very grateful for that opportunity. Anyways, guys, with that being said, also definitely make sure to smash up that like button, because we're having 40 likes at this moment, and that is quite shameful for the amount of alpha that I'm currently dropping. Where do you trade at? Which platform? Well, I am trading over on Weeks, which is, by the way, the best exchange for most of you guys watching out there. Links are down below. 30k deposit bonus, and also 25% fee discount. And also I trade over on Bybit, but it is KYC'd and restricted in many parts of the world. And I like Weeks a lot anyway, so let the dump begin, like the one I've after. Shake it, fake it, break it all about. I think it's your t-shirt color. Yeah, my t-shirt color is blue, so I should still buy some green shirts. And if I've got some green shirts, well, probably we're gonna see a bit of a bullish market, you know. But it could have been worse, because I could have gotten a red shirt, and whenever I've taken out my red shirt, well, we always see a big dump. So don't want that to happen. Anyways, yeah, for Bitcoin, like it's New York market just opened. We started dumping from a level of resistance. Guys, it isn't any coincidence anymore. It's like every single time we literally tend to dump during US markets. And we are just getting a rejection during US markets. When is it going to be different? When is it literally going to be different? I mean, literally, we could be seeing a pump before the US market open. US market open and boom, just a dump. Another thing which I want to talk about is stock market is even up right now. I mean, it opened higher, but right now it's down. But stock market has been literally closing at all-time high consecutively for like a week or so. And Bitcoin is just lagging behind. Bitcoin is lagging behind in a shorter time frame. I definitely think we have some catching up to do, and it is about to happen. But yeah, we are just consolidating right now, still in a range, and it is just going to be a matter of time until we're going to be breaking outside of this range, and until we're going to be seeing a massive breakout. New York just can't stop dumping, yeah. I will definitely pick up some more right before you end stream. A clown, well, I'm not sure about who you're talking about. We are not pumping, needs 5 ways down, then bounce. Okay. This stream is even influencing the US markets. Yeah, this stream is influencing the US market. It is not the other way around. It is not that because of the US market we're dumping, it's basically because I went live. That's the reason why we're dumping. It is definitely cursed. Why is ETH going down? Well, it might be going down a bit, but like it's not that bad, right? It's not that bad. I mean, it's not like we're crashing. It's completely normal. We're trying to attack this resistance here, so better to hold. Yeah, like I'm doing like a combination. I'm holding and I'm also holding some longer term positions. That is what I'm doing. You know, for me, it's always been much easier to really get in onto trend shifts in the market. And by the way, another chart is this one. On the monthly time frame, we might be just breaking out on ETH/USDT. This massive level of resistance on that monthly time frame, and if we're scaling in onto the weekly, you can also see, yeah, we're getting a breakout. We've had one little fake out over here, maybe, possibly, but we're definitely getting a bit of a breakout over here. And this one is looking very good, because this one might be coming from just a huge and big symmetrical triangle that we've been creating. So yeah, remind you, like, what has happened with XRP, for example, after multi-year pattern breakout. Well, same could be said about Ethereum here, which is breaking out at this moment. If we come all the way back down to the bottom of the weekly, that's Ethereum from. So you think we're going back down to 1.6? Yeah, and these comments are definitely indicating to me that there's no euphoria at all. There's like a lot of fear. People still talking about, yeah, I mean, people talking about the fact that we're gonna see another rejection back to these lows again. I mean, that's what we want to see in the current market, right? It's looking like a fake out again. What do you mean, like on ETH? This one here? Well, if you say so, that's only making me feel kind of bullish. If you're talking about a short-term price action here, I would say, yeah, I would agree on that. Can you give me a good reason to trade, to make money with it? What is difficult? Timing the market is difficult. Yeah, I think timing the market is the hardest part, because I'm usually, generally, almost always right for the direction in the market, just not always on the exact timing in the market. So I think timing the market is much more difficult than the direction of the market, predicting the direction of the market. What's good, Mr. Crypto? Welcome to the stream. Yes. You're talking about this one? Well, then, yeah, I definitely do think we're going to be getting a valid breakout here. It's just going to be the case I'm not going to be buying or entering any positions at these highs while we are attacking resistance. I definitely would want to see a breakout above in order for me to confirm, okay, yeah, we're definitely breaking out. Look at Sui, is it dumping a lot? I mean, I imagine it is, right? Yeah, it's back at entry. Do you think tomorrow the market will be better? Yeah, I hope so, because tomorrow we have got some data lining up. I mean, it could also be just some market manipulation right now, be just a shakeout before tomorrow being bullish again, right? Because tomorrow we're going to be getting the Fed interest rate decision, and also the White House crypto report. Let's see what we're going to be seeing with that one over there. Look, yeah, dump. Uh, uh, uh. All right, there we go. TA for Sui. Look at Sui. Sure. Let's quickly have a look. Sui USDT. Sui USDT. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's definitely dumping quite a. Yeah, I mean, we do need to recover it. Could just be a fake out here, but we do still want to hold above this support. So we definitely want to get back. Otherwise, it's just going to be a fake out at the top side. That's not what we want. So yeah, going to be a dangerous spot for Sui in my opinion. We just want to hold the current level. What is Solana doing? Yeah, still holding kinda. So that's looking good. What is Cardano doing? Yeah, same like Sui kinda. We do want to hold it. I would say Cardano is looking a bit better still. Yeah. What is like Ina doing? Yeah, getting a rejection. Definitely okay for me. What is like Pepe doing? Pepe also kind of dumping. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, for this one, we can easily skew the trend line. And in this case, we're still perfectly valid. Or like in this case, still expect a breakout. But yeah, I think Pepe will just go with the market. And it's just being held down right now. It will just go back with the market if we will bounce. I do think so. What's another coin? Big one. A lot of people like XRP. A lot of people like, and XRP is kind of the same. Also, right now, getting from this previous resistance, turning into support, still holding above it, looking pretty strong at this moment still. Like BNB, let's go over like the major ones right now. BNB is still looking fine over here. Tau is not showing a lot of strength still, so I don't like that. And a lot of inflation as well. What are some other big ones a lot of people like? Like Ondo, let's do a quick check on Ondo. Yeah, I would still say we're all good. Yeah, nice. Nice opportunities across the board, guys. Nice opportunities. XRP, I just had a look into it, man. Just 1 second ago. So yeah, good opportunities across the board. I'm sure Solana looks kind of same or similar, right? Oh no, it's a bit different. Sui, for example. Okay, Ondo. We just had a look. Pepe, for example. Yeah, kind of like also falling wedge, maybe. That's good. Some other ones. What's another one? Cardano. Yeah, but bro, this is insane. We're just developing wedges and wedges everywhere, like bull flag pennants, you know? I love it. I love to see it. Answer my question. Bro, I cannot give advice on that one. I can just say what I'm doing. Fartcoin. Yeah, Fartcoin is a lot different, man. I don't I'm not gonna trade it here. However, I like, yeah, the strength is there. That's what I like. I don't like how this chart is developing, to be honest. It's definitely weakening price action here. Here. It's a downwards curve, right? If you invert it. It's like a rounding bottom from like previous peaks. Loss of momentum. So this is not what you want to see, my man. But at the other side, sometimes the market does this, loss of momentum, and then boom, just shoots. So yeah, you want a clear invalidation. If it breaks above these previous highs here, then it's all good. But right now, it doesn't look all too great. Liquidated. Yeah, let's go it up actually. There we go. Added 10k. If it's gonna go now, I'm just gonna adding stop loss at my lick price. If it goes there, oh, got it. Yeah, if it goes back to if it goes to liquidation price now, I'll just cut the position, because then I'm not gonna keep on adding to this one. Eventually, if it just keeps on showing weakness, I'll just cut it and forget about it. It would be unfortunate because I think it would do very good eventually, but you know, you don't want to hold on to weakness. I'm not going to be holding on to weakness. So yeah, around here is a liquidation price. We've still got some room to go. Still some margin. After FOMC is going to dump, well, no, I don't think we're gonna see like rate cuts, but it doesn't. It's already priced in. It's going to be very important what Jerome Powell will say in the FOMC meeting. But I did see this pretty interesting tweet from Crypto Host. What is this? It's crazy. But yeah, this interesting post. Usually, not this for Ethereum though, but for Bitcoin. Or did Rover post it? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Here. Usually we do pump after an FOMC meeting. like you can see, like usually we tend to pump after an FOMC meeting. Diga Drum, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and enjoy your vacation, enjoy your holidays. But yeah, usually after the FOMC, we see a pump. So that's one thing, but it's just going to be very important about what Jerome Paul will say during the stream. EBTC bouncing back a little. EBTC is holding up a trend line here, no? Maybe some resistance, maybe a bit of a breakout incoming. Interesting one. It would be interesting for EBTC to watch. If they say that they will buy a free crypto bot for US Reserve, isn't that, yeah, it's going to be mega bullish. Or like if they're going to be passing a bill to like the House on how to accumulate Bitcoin and cryptos. Well, yeah, they could, but like it's not a high probability that they'll cut any rates. I mean, this like what the market is betting on and what the market is predicting. As you can see, just a 3.1% chance of a rate cut. It's not likely at all. This is like the probability. A significant dump. I mean, I don't really think so. Like, it's more about. I don't think so because I wouldn't say that we have really come into these news events on Wednesday with a lot of hype. Like, yeah, if we would see massive, massive, massive bumps leading up till Wednesday, and then we're going to see the event, then Wednesday was very important because then it could be a sell the news event. But right now, we're not really leading into that event with a lot of bumps. I don't think we're leading into the event with a lot of hype. So even if he's going to be saying something kind of neutral, I don't think the market is really that bothered about it. Yeah, I don't think the market is really that bothered about it if anything neutral happens. It's more like if something good happens during these events, well, then we could see a giga pump. Is the market going down or up right now? Yeah, I think if you're investing, my investments are to the upside. Like I'm predicting upside for my investments. He could say there will be rate hikes. Nah, he's not going to say that. So yeah, tomorrow going to be pretty interesting. I'll definitely stream the event, so keep your eyes out on that one. 0.25 right now, it isn't that bullish at all. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've talked about this like a few months ago. I was talking about the fact that I actually think, and it was a very unpopular belief, and nobody agreed with me. Like, it was crazy, in my personal opinion, because it is still a pretty good belief. But if you go to, let's go to the stock market. If you go to the stock market, let's go to a monthly time frame. zoom out all the way, if you add on top of that the US interest rate, let's zoom in a bit. Like during this time over here, from 1995 until the 2000s, the market has been in one of the most parabolic stages ever, and one of the steepest super cycles ever. And what we actually saw was first some rate hikes, then some consolidation during the rate hikes, right? Then we just went to the upside. While US interest rates were arguably a lot higher than over here, right? And they were capped at these high levels. US interest rates at these higher levels are just indicating a strong economy. And we don't always need to see interest rates going down in order, so US interest rates going down in order for a market to go up. Now, it's usually the market goes down and then the US interest rates go down with it. And then after that, with a long delay, the market will also go up. But as you can see over on this chart, and it was a very unpopular belief, nobody believed it could happen. But once US interest rates will remain to be quite high on average, like compared to the previous lows, you know, quite high, and they will remain to be at that level, it's indicating a strong economy, and it can indicate a lot of growth for markets. During this stage over here, we have seen a lot of growth for the markets. During here as well, we have also seen a lot of growth during 0% interest rates, but arguably over here, we have seen a much steeper rally to the upside than over here. So it doesn't necessarily need to mean that if we're going to be seeing US interest rates at these highs and maybe drop down a bit lower over here, that it needs to be bad. This isn't necessarily very bad. People just want US interest rates to drop for cheap money. But if you really have a look into what's the best thing for the markets, well, in the position that we're currently in, this is actually the best thing that can happen for a market, for US interest rates, for the stock market. Some people are talking about the fact, oh, we need interest rates to drop for an altcoin season. This is also not true, in my personal opinion. The liquidity is definitely there. The money is there for an altcoin season. So, yeah, people, I think, are just too short-minded. They have seen what has happened during the COVID crash. The COVID crash. And that is the reason of why they want that back. They want all of this liquidity to get back in the market. But it's not because of what is better for the long term for the market, I guess. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Interest rates at these high levels is not necessarily a bad thing. It's an unpopular belief, but I actually think for the long term, it's a very good thing. Oh yeah, really. That wouldn't really surprise me. Wouldn't really surprise me, man. Pepe and Doge, because I don't have that much capital. Well, you have to build up capital, man. It doesn't grow overnight. And it certainly isn't gonna grow overnight if you're gonna take on additional risk because you want these 100x returns now. That is one thing I can tell you. It will only work, you can only grow a capital very quick if you're really, really convinced about the narrative and you really have got a lot of conviction. Doesn't mean that I think Pepe and Doge are the wrong investments. I think they're definitely the right ones for my personal portfolio. But you're not gonna get 100x for like a small capital to expect to get take it to your big capital levels, you know? We need some Ethereum pumps. Maybe pause the live stream. I mean, if I would restart the live stream, I think that would already solve a lot. And I think in that case, we would already see a big bump. But I think I'm not gonna stop now. But this live stream will be shorter than the other ones anyway, because tomorrow I'll go live for a freaking long time. So because I just want to get in to the action. On the action. How much lower Bitcoin has to go to fill the gap? Well, it already filled the gap. It already filled the gap over here. Not this one, but like I've said many times, I don't think that this one is gonna get filled. From falling wedge, well, falling wedge already broke out to the upside. I have the wrong chart over here. This chart is pretty interesting, by the way. On the daily. Like clear consolidation here, clear squeeze. On the daily. Big breakout is going to be inevitable here. That can bounce on 1 minute. Yeah, I'm not that bothered about 1 minute. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a bounce in. That would definitely be very great. That would definitely be very great. 116k levels this week. Well, we could, but I don't think. You know, if it happens, then fine. That's the thing that I've been talking about. If it happens, then fine. I'm just gonna accumulate some more, but I'm not gonna count on it because my long-term direction is to the upside, and we're trading in an uptrend, so it's going to be very hard for me to sit and say, we for sure need to reach this level. Your open orders. I don't have any open orders. It's just take profits from my open trades at like crazy high levels. Are you predicting it to bounce? Or and also over on weeks it's the same. It's this one is a stop loss. I don't have anything else. Or like go down. Well, the thing is, I'm not sure because I don't know where it could bounce. Yeah, I could have a look into levels. You know, for example, for Ethereum, this is a pretty big level we're retesting here. After that, I would have a look into this level here, this uptrending level of support at $3,666. And for ETH BTC, it would be at this support here, this uptrending level of support here at the 0.032 level. And for Bitcoin, my support would come in at around 117.2, maybe. Love your content. I booked 74% profit on ETH. So you did better than me, man. At 39.50. I didn't take any profits yet. Well, I did take small profits, but I've got a small sad smiley here because I didn't reach my take profit. Are you using some Fibonacci retracement or this too much magic? Yeah, I think Fibonacci is definitely a useful tool. And yeah, I use it. For example, this level over here is coming from the Fibonacci. When Bitcoin breaks all-time high, is that likely to initiate the alt season? Well, it's more about Ethereum at this point. It's more about if Ethereum breaks all-time high. It's more about ETH BTC. And it's more about the Bitcoin dominance. It's not so much more anymore about Bitcoin. Because guess what? During this stage of the cycle, it could just be possible that Bitcoin is already going to be consolidating over here. Maybe going to be, yeah, just break a bit higher. But during this stage, maybe the altcoins are going to be popping and this is just going to be it. Could be a likely scenario. So it's more going to be about Ethereum for an altcoin season. More going to be about ETH BTC. And more about the Bitcoin dominance. Which definitely, I would say, if we definitely confirm a close, like a break below these previous lows here. If we break below here, well then definitely I think we're going to be headed much and much lower for the Bitcoin dominance. Much and much lower. Then definitely the altcoin season is going to be confirmed. So I think this is going to be a more important level here than for Bitcoin to break above all-time highs. Bitcoin dominance breaking below the 60% mark, then definitely I would say, okay, yeah, for sure. Like, what else is there going to be to look at? What other confirmations would you want after the 60% mark? What do you want to have a look into? Maybe like next levels of support, but like how far do you want to go? Because there's still going to be a level of support over here at the 55% mark. Like eventually you can search for levels of support anywhere. And if this is going to be your confirmation at the 51%, well, guess what? You've missed out on this entire move over here. That's not the thing I want to play. So I would definitely say Bitcoin dominance is the most important chart for an altcoin season at this moment. And break below these previous lows over here, that might be your like last confirmation. You might like for a conservative good risk to reward confirmation you could have a look into. When do you think the absolute earliest the market tops out? Well, I would definitely flip a lot of my beliefs if like the market could already be topped out now, if we're being honest, you know. I'm getting a notification from Sumer. Oh, hyperliquid. Okay. Um, no, the market could already be topped out over here, for being honest, right? Because we are creating maybe a distribution. I mean, it's clear a wheel sold here. There's more and more wheels selling off now, so we could be creating the distribution here, and then really confirm a break of this parabolic trend to the downside. In that case, I would be early to tell. Okay, if we're gonna break below this parabolic trend here, so let's say back below the 100k region, back below the 96k region, well, then I don't know, like maybe we're gonna see a bit of a bounce back, but maybe something like that, you know. But it's not gonna look good anymore. So, and also, like, if this happens, it's gonna stretch a long time until next year, half of next year. So, like, what's the early? I really think that something like this could be playing out, like one move higher, then move down, or let me draw it correctly, like something like that, you know. I definitely really think something like that. You can't see the entire thing, but there we go. So yeah, I think the market could top from now until December. That's going to be the time frame. Sounds a bit deflated. Well, I'm not sure, but if you go back to my streams, it's literally all the time like this. Literally, I'm always, you know, dropping off the alpha. I'm always just very excited about alpha in like just broader spectrum. Even if I'm gonna be bearish, I'm gonna be excited about bearish alpha. You know, and in the beginning of the stream, I'm just dropping bombs. I'm dropping the alpha, and of course, I'm excited about that. I'm gonna scream it out loud. Right now, it's just answering questions. I don't know. I'm not gonna scream here and answer questions when I'm screaming. Like, yeah, if the market is gonna dump like crazy, I'm gonna scream about it. If we're gonna pump like crazy, of course, I'm gonna get excited. But right now, if you think I'm getting deflated because of a small dump here, you've not been listening about what I've been saying, because I literally, from the bottom of my heart, I do not really care about this dump over here. Like I've said, because I have conviction in my trades, and if we dump lower here, I'm just gonna accumulate more. I'm actually grateful for a dump over here. So yeah, then you just haven't been listening. Nothing, bro, just an observation. Yeah, but also, if you go back to my previous streams, it's always like this. Even when the market continues to pump, it's still like this. Like in the beginning of the stream, I'm dropping the alpha, very excited about that, and then in the end of the stream, even when we continue a pump, well, I'm just a bit less. I'm just a bit calmer, you know. It's normal, I guess. Very on how long this dump is gonna last. Yeah. Doge. I did that, man. I did that. Uh, uh. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, definitely, eventually, like emotions will numb down. Mm. It's not true, because everybody, the greatest traders, still have emotions. It's just that you need to control it, and you need to know how you need to act when a certain type of emotion appears. Yeah, we're continuing the dump. I'm live. I'm still live, and we're continuing the dump here. That is crazy. 8BTC. How is it possible? Like, market makers are really watching me. Okay, that's funny. Bitcoin dominance, double bottom. Yeah, I've been talking about it. We could set a double bottom here. We could. But for example, I wouldn't say it's necessarily much similar than this situation over here. Because over here it was much steeper, much quicker, much faster. If we're gonna rise very quickly over here with like a 4-hourly candle back to the upside, maybe I need to take some words back of mine. But right now it's not looking like this. This move has been a lot slower, a lot more gradually. We're much more in the end of the cycle. During this part over here, it was orchestrated by a lot more of leverage positions. Right now it's orchestrated by a lot more spot positions, which you want to see. Also, even when people open up leverage trades, it's majority a short. I mean, open up the funding rates. There we go. A negative over on Solana. Negative over on Hyperliquid Ethereum. Hyperliquid is negative across the board. That's crazy. So yeah, this is getting me excited. It's much different than a previous last time. I would say that we have set that double bottom, you know. So yeah, I do think that this time is gonna be a bit different, at least than over here. It doesn't mean that we couldn't set a double bottom here. We could still set a double bottom, but I definitely do think eventually it's still gonna fall. And for your last confirmation, guys, if you just want confirmation after confirmation, I would have a look into this level of support. Like this level of support, if we break that one, it's definitely going to be over. Like then you've really confirmed a lower high and also another lower low, and then you're definitely just trading in this downtrend with weekly candles looking very good, etc. So yeah, that's my overview on Bitcoin dominance. Then total 3 just needs to break above this previous high as well. Just needs to break above, yeah, this resistance pretty much. But I like consolidation over here. I wouldn't mind a few more weeks of consolidation here, if I'm being honest, and then break above. I mean, we definitely do not want to break above a level of resistance like this in just one smooth try. We're dumping lower, guys. We're dumping lower. Back to these previous lows over here. I mean, we have created a lower high, and it's once again a US market. It's crazy. Yesterday during the US market again, seen this dump. Right now today again, seen this dump again during the US market. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Or I should say, I should phrase it better. Once I'm live, perfectly, once I'm live, we're seeing this. Sold to 175, W dump. Sold to 175. Let's have a look. Sell as soon as possible. All right. Yeah, Sol seeing a bit of a dump, but still good at this level of support, I would say. Do you think seeing ETH? No, I don't really think so, man, if I'm being honest. You lost. Pulling down Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, everything is on ETH. But ETH BTC, like ETH BTC here in the long-term trend is looking very bullish. So everything indeed is on ETH at this point, but it's still looking pretty good. ETH is dropping lower. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's dropping lower, a bit lower. How much? Flushing out late leverage longs. Yeah, I would really like to see. It needs a bit of an update. It doesn't update instantly, usually. like predicted. Now I need some time, but I would really like to see what's going to be happening with the funding rates. If they're going to be dropping like negative, that would be an insane good indication that this indeed is going to be just another washout, another fake out. Pepe is still some room. Let's see. Yeah, during the stream again, indeed. Just have a look into this chart over here. It's insane. It's insane. During the stream again. Market killer. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. New all-time low. Never earn. Okay. I'll see you back in a few months' time. I'll see you back later. Nah, but it's all good. So for Bitcoin, yeah, it's also just seeing a bit of a rejection. I mean, it's completely normal. Just still consolidating here. Tomorrow is still going to be like a very exciting day. S&P 500, is it crashing? It's dumping a bit, huh? I mean, it's been reaching new all-time high after new all-time high consecutively, day after day. Like, literally, here, all-time high. Like, no big corrections. It's crazy. Entry price? Well, I had a look into this, right? Either this level here, I would say. Maybe like a downtrend here. So yeah, this level here around. Or this uptrend level. $3,666. 1st of August, guys. Is it retail even coming this bull run? No, it's not really retail, man. It's not really retail. Yet. The thing is, once crypto will be in the news again and everyone will be talking about it, it will just be orchestrated. Yeah. Once the big whales are ready to sell, they'll just make sure that retail will come in and they will just post about crypto on the news again all the time. Yeah. Alt is going to. I mean, of course, people will come back, man. It's last cycle. People said the same exact thing. People said, "Oh, yeah, during 2017, people got wrecked so much. I doubt they will come back." And guess what? A bigger wave than ever before came back. And yeah, same thing will probably happen again. Nobody thinks anybody will come back. Probably just a bigger wave than ever before will probably just come back. Oh my gosh, this news here. It's like mega bullish. He's blocked me by the way, but I don't know why did he block me? It's so weird. Yeah. eToro to launch tokenized US stocks on Ethereum blockchain. This is crazy. Like, this is where Ethereum will be used for. It's like crazy. Tokenizing all assets. This will be insane. I mean, nobody cares right now. Yeah, he blocked me like already like 3 years ago. I never really commented on him. Yeah, I think it will be bullish. It's more likely to be bullish than not. Just go with the trend. I don't know, he didn't give any reason, man. Legend Graph, yeah, but I don't like it as much. Yeah, for sure. Smash the like. Yeah, I guess so. What's worst? ETH will go to realistically. Like the lowest? I don't know, like 0? Probably like 0 to 0. It is going to 0.
Kijk, net zoals Hitler, weet je wel, hij zorgt.
Whoa. We have a red dot. A red dot? Where do we have a red dot? Apples are gonna 10x. Really? Yeah, relax, relax. Yeah, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time to see a recovery from this one. But if we are gonna see a recovery from this one, we're gonna see a huge, 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 very nice double bottom here. That one will be very nice. Let's see. I mean, just if, like if we're gonna see a recovery, you know, but it would take some time. This should take 121k liquid for sure. Liquidity, yeah. Would it be good to see a dump before a pump? Well, 114k, like, what do you, yeah, it would be quite good, but the thing is, the trend is just to the upside. So that's just the thing about it, you know? Over here, for example, we also didn't see a dump back down to grab the liquidity and then pump. You know, we could. I'm not counting it out again, but that's the thing. It's a bull market. It's not wise and smart to be bearish all the time and hope for that dump. Like I'm just in a position where if we see that dump, okay, cool. You know, we see that dump. It's time to accumulate. But if we're not gonna see it, well, I will not be left out. Yeah, the trend is your friend. That's $5 difference. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, market makers are definitely watching me, guys. I mean, it's definitely hurting me in some sense to put all of this info out online. Yeah, worst case is Bitcoin dominance, double bottom. That's definitely like a big, big, big risk. Like worst case, you know. No, no, for sure not. I mean, it's always that the bears are always sound like the smartest, etc. But in the end, like bulls, they make the most money. One thing I'm thinking is that if Bitcoin dominance pumps with Bitcoin pumping, well, that's not the best case scenario, man. Would be a better case scenario if everything just explodes, right? If everything explodes, it's the best case scenario. Entries, entries, entries. Entries. Boom. It's not good to see, if I'm being honest, to see this news coming out and we're not even pumping on the news. That's not what we want to see. Definitely showcasing some weakness. Because I would say this is like super bullish. This is where Ethereum is designed for, to tokenize pretty much all assets later on, right? So, I don't know, mixed feelings about it. The rich people have a lot of time. Moon boys are waiting in helmet. Go to the moon. What? What do you mean? Maybe late pump? Nah. It's normal? Nah, you would want to see an instant pump. Normally. Instant pump is much better because that's showcasing a lot of strength. Neutral, yeah. It's been neutral already. Keep in mind 0.01% mark. That's neutral. 0.01, that's neutral, but like because I don't know how they decided it, but I guess most of the time majority is long anyway in markets, so anything below 0.01% mark and majority is short. They have to buy first. Well, they've got this insider info, man. So they already know about this news. ET is going back to the bottom of the triangle formation. Really? Okay. I mean, okay. Okay, guys, short it. Short it then. If you really believe all season is not going to be starting, short it then. You know, sell all your altcoins and short it. I mean, no financial advice. Have you ever tried? What do you mean? Like, it's not one guy that has insider info. With Pepe, it's dumping a bit, yeah. Still fine, I guess. All season already started. with Bitcoin and ETH. Yeah, Bitcoin. I mean, it's still just consolidating here, man. It's just consolidating here. It's all good. Nothing massive is happening. And during the consolidation, all our thesis and analysis still pretty much stands with altcoin season. Just seeing a bit of a breather for Ethereum, which is perfectly fine because I just started the live stream, and always whenever I go live, the market makers dump the chart, just like over here, just like over here, just like over here, and just like right now. Happens all the time. By the way, it's a joke. But yeah, we're coming back to this ETH BTC support, so I would expect for ETH to outperform Bitcoin again soon, I guess. ETH BTC is still looking very strong on the weekly level here. So that's all good. Yeah. Support here. Support at $3,666 for ETH. I guess we're just gonna attack this level of resistance in the coming few weeks. Tomorrow is going to be important. Inflow is still looking good. Total 3 just getting a small rejection here, but eventually I still think it will break out. Just the end part of the cycle. So yeah, that's pretty much a summary. How about shorting Pengu? Well, I'm not shorting in a bull market at all. Hitting the CME gap. We have already filled the CME gap. As you can see. We perfectly came back to it. To the dollar. Then after that we bounced. What else Ethereum news? Well, just a very bullish development for the longer term for ETH, right? But it's very bearish in my opinion that we're getting this news, and the market is, I mean, even though the Bitcoin is dumping a bit, like ETH BTC realistically would have need to see a bit of strength coming in, right? We're not seeing any strength at all in the shorter time frame, so that's kind of bearish. It's like a kind of sell the news event, kind of not very bullish at all. But yeah, I mean, I'm not selling. We are sitting at this level of support here, so let's see how it will develop. But what does it mean for the longer term? It's very bullish, man. It's very bullish. This is just exactly where Ethereum is designed for, to pretty much tokenize assets, like, for example, the stock market. And now I'm not sure how it will exactly work, but I guess you will be able to buy stocks on the eToro platform, and you're literally buying a tokenized stock, and these stocks will also be able to be traded on decentralized platforms, maybe, I don't know. If that would be true, it would be crazy. Or like you can transfer, I don't know, like let's see. But then you can literally buy, and then the gas to buy and sell stocks would be Ethereum, right? If I'm getting it right. But like that's the end goal for the Ethereum network, to be able to tokenize every asset, and then you would need Ethereum for the gas fees, and that is where the Ethereum blockchain is designed for, and that is why it's so bullish in the long term, you know? I mean, just think about real estate, tokenizing real estate, or like tokenizing the entire stock market, which quite literally is happening right here. I mean, this is very bullish for the long term. I just don't think that majority of the retail gets it at this moment. So I think that's one of the reasons of why it's not really bouncing yet. I mean, if you're a retail trader, should you really be hyped about this, or should you be more hyped about a new massive buy from maybe like Elon Musk? I mean, if Elon Musk is going to be buying Ethereum, it's going to be causing much more of a bump than this news. People don't really care about this, but in the long term, fundamental developments like this, that is where institutions are going to care about. Maybe an institution is going to be seeing this news and is going to think, oh, I should also get into some ETH. But they're not going to be buying instantly after this news got released. It might still take a week or so. That's how I see the news that we've been getting. The CME gap at 115. Well, I don't really think so. We could see. That's the thing. We could see a shakeout first before the breakout. But the thing is, what if we don't get this part here and we would just see this? Well, then, for the guys... Oh, by the way, you can't see it. What if we're not going to see this shakeout here, but just go up here? I mean, all of the people that were waiting for this price level to be getting reached, well, they would be getting left out from this entire pump over here. So that's like the opportunity cost. That is why I already want to be entered the market right now, or at least at these lower levels, right? Because we already entered the market. But in the case if we're going to dump lower, well then I still have money left on the sidelines to enter even more. So that way, pretty much benefiting from both scenarios. If we're already pumping or if we're dumping first then pumping, you know? That's like the opportunity cost. I do not want to miss out. Have a huge shakeout. I mean, historically speaking, we have seen a bullish breakout after FOMC. Can go today. 3,666, I would say. Yes, of course, you want to buy low and sell high. Obviously, that's very true. But that there's a rate cut. Well, yeah, obviously, but it's like 4%, 4% chance. 121. Yeah, I think like in the long term, it doesn't really matter what happens in the short term. In the long term, we're gonna be headed higher anyway, and we're gonna see this alt season. So, yeah. Rate cuts expected? No, it's like a 4% chance that rate cuts are gonna happen. 4% probability and 96% probability that rate cuts will not happen. Bitcoin dominance, I've done many times. But yeah, I just think the trend will continue. And this is going to be the level to break below, and then we're ultra bullish. Sell the news event. Well, we're already selling into the news. So how much more of a sell the news event can it become? No rate cuts tomorrow. I mean, I wouldn't let my hand be cut for a 4% chance, 4% probability, man. All season when? October? Yeah, I think October, pretty good chance. Or August, I mean, August already. Over here, boom. Boom. Ethereum dropping lower. Tomorrow, Bitcoin dominance pump, then go down. Well, let's see. Can XRP break $3? Well, it's a massive level of support. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not this. Like, yeah, obviously, it can break that level. I'm not saying it won't, because it can. But, I don't like, the trend is your friend, guys. The trend is to the upside, so I wouldn't count on it. But like, if it happens, a good opportunity, right? Eight weeks of full big green candles. Well, thing is, full big green candles. By the way, thank you for your donation. We'll have a look into it in a second. But 8 weeks of full green candles. Yeah, we will be seeing it, but we have just seen it with Ethereum already, right? Anyways, thank you so much, Omar, for your 10 dirhams. Thank you so much for it. I really appreciate it. Can you look at Altcoin while Ethereum is dumping? Well, I've been having a look into Altcoin already in the beginning of the stream, kind of towards the beginning of the stream. But my brother, if I'm being honest, I don't really like this loss of momentum here. It's definitely a loss of momentum. Clear level of resistance. We've got one touch point, two touch point, and this is looking like a double top, and this is looking like a bigger range over here. Definitely do not like to see it. Now there's going to be two possibilities, which I've commonly seen a lot with coins like these. Either because it's a meme coin, they just caught you by surprise and something big happens, and boom, you just bump straight to. The market doesn't really care about technicals. Or like, yeah, technically, looking at the chart, this is not looking great. This is looking like it's about to roll over at least, and then maybe pumps again. But for the short term, I would say this is not looking that great in the short term, in my personal opinion. Now, what would need to happen in order for me to change that opinion? We can break above this level of resistance with like a sharp candle, and if we break above this resistance, well then definitely I think it's a different story, and then I think we can easily break above previous all-time highs. In the case of breaking this candle with like a sharp, like not slowly trying to reach it, and then just slowly trying to break above that candle and then roll over again, then no, definitely it's looking very bad. But if we sharply, with a lot of momentum, go above this resistance, well, then I just see a lot of momentum is going to be incoming. But also keep in mind, like, what's the probability of something like that to happen? Because it's already quite a big coin. I mean, for Altcoin, where is it currently sitting at? For Altcoin. Sitting at 104. I mean, it can happen. It can still easily double. So yeah, that's going to be the thing. I would say this chart isn't looking all that great. But if it just sees a big candle, well, then definitely it can continue. And like on the 4 hour, to just answer the complete question, well, you could see a clear break of this trend line. After breaking this trend line, we have dumped. This is going to be a key level. No, not really. What's going to be the key level of support? I would say this range. We're trading in a bigger range. And this level here is going to be a key level of support if we're going to come back to it. So yeah, we're just going sideways in this range, and this would be a key level. If we get a reaction from this, you can have a look into playing it in price action. So meaning if we see a bounce, then a higher low, and then breaking above that previous high, then you enter. So yeah. Ethereum is dumping lower again. Thank you, Legend. Just follow Solana. Well, not really true. Not really. 4 months green. August will also be green. Yeah, let's see. New trades. I'm gonna stick to my trades, man, right now. If any really good opportunity arises, well, then I will have a look into it. But right now, just sticking to my trades. Use check Starknet. Starknet, right? It's Starknet, right? Well, yeah, I just think it's going to 0. No development at all. No, like metrics, I'm sure it's at 0. So yeah, nah, don't like it. If the metrics are good, maybe it's good, you know, but right now I don't think the metrics are worth anything. Bitcoin ETH, looking in the short term. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'll end the live stream here. I'll give a quick overview about exactly what I think will happen next with the market and what I expect, you know, and what's happening now. First of all, I will end the live stream, and then after the live stream, like you can see over here, every time I go live, we dump for ETH BTC, and then after that, we reverse back to the upside. So yeah, first of all, guys, already make sure to enter some longs. We're about to do something great, so make sure to sign up with that link down below over on Weeks. Weeks is the best place for the majority of you guys out there. Make sure to check it out. Oh, sorry, right here. 30k deposit bonus, 25% fee discount. Make sure to check it out. And then you can already prepare some longs for when I enter stream. First of all, ETH BTC is sitting at a massive level of support at this moment. Ethereum against the USDT also at this support, downtrending level of support. Maybe like this symmetrical triangle breakout, just a retest now. Could happen. You know, next level of support is going to be coming in at the $3,666, and then after that, the 3.5k level. That's going to be the important level for the Bitcoin dominance. Well, I think it's going to be headed even lower, but we need to break below these previous lows, break below the 60% mark. Right now could be a double bottom, but although I do not think very likely, but we need to be aware of the risk that is involved. And on top of that, ETH USDT in a longer time frame, or just seeing a massive breakout over here, could be seeing a bit of a retest right now. That would be very bullish. All season still is going to be happening tomorrow after the FOMC. Historically speaking, we have seen a pump after the FOMC meeting for Bitcoin. Well, we're trading in a consolidation here. I do expect we're trading at levels of support at this current moment. Let's see if it's going to be holding. I still do want to see us confirming a higher low anywhere would be good, but a higher low over here to remain to hold this structure from a downtrend into an uptrend. We have just been seeing a perfect rejection from this level of resistance, from this bull flag level of resistance, or anything you want to call it, this downtrending level of resistance. And I do think eventually we're going to be headed higher. Right now, the Bitcoin funding rates are trading lower again. Definitely at a neutral level. So majority of the market is trading short. Need to monitor this closely, how this is going to be developing. This could be giving us some good early indications of where the market is going to be headed into next. On top of that, tomorrow, massive news events. So definitely watch tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be very important. Nothing else much more to say. We're all still healthy, still good, even though market is dumping a bit. After the US market open, by the way. We always tend to dump a bit for the US market open, or historically we have done so a lot of the times, and the US market has just been fooling us. And after the US market open, sometimes we just tend to reverse it right after. So let's see how the stock market is going to be closing. Stock market right now being down quite a bit, but I do think eventually it will still go even higher. I mean, keep in mind, the trend is your friend. The trend is in a very steep, steady uptrend, so keep that one in mind. Anyways, I've just been spitting through all of the alpha right now, so very quickly. Anyways, with that being said, make sure to sign up with the links down below. Join my Platinum group, which is absolutely for free, and then you'll be staying up to date about every single market development, what is going on. So make sure to check that one out with that link down below. And also sign up over on Weeks. Start trading over on Weeks. The best possible exchange to trade on right now. Make sure to check it out with the links down below. And if Bybit is going to be available in your country, you can also check out Bybit. Anyways, with that being said, guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning and another stream tomorrow, because tomorrow I'll be streaming again. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. With the FOMC meeting and also the White House crypto report. So anyways, with that being said, guys, join the groups and I'll see you later.